care. May every being live life secure. May every being dwell in harmony and reach nirvana's boundless peace. All those invisible or outstanding dwellings, 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 those invisible or outstanding
Hello, good morning on this rainy day. Welcome to our hybrid in-person service. Hello. Okay, take two. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to our hybrid virtual in-person service. My name is Karen Sugiyama, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's Dharma family service. For those joining in person, chanting, singing, and reciting with masks on is allowed. Today, we have Blake Honda of the Buddhist Church of Fowler as our special guest. Blake will be officiating the service. We will begin the service with a moment of quiet sitting. Blake will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service. Blake will now chant the Jusei Ge, which is on page 94 of the large service book.
説法ししく供養異細仏具足修徳本元年出上万徳意三害を如仏無下知通達未不詳願学へり投資最小尊志願や効果大聖の感動国書天人当親妙家ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがにしくろく平等聖祭お菩提心お嬢何万打仏何万打仏何万打仏何万打仏何万打仏
Please rise, if you are able, to follow along with the gathas, many but one, and then kindness lives on. Both are on the handouts. Please remain standing for the reading of the Golden Chain too.
Like a triangle circle stand, like a triangle circle stand, oh, the wonder of His life, all in the good and now, we are all embraced. Kindness lives on is a call and response. Would anyone like to do the call for me? Any volunteers? Okay. Let me see if I can do it. I should be able to do it. Shinran Sama, his warm heart, the Nembutsuge is the true way. Shinran Sama, kindness lives on, grateful to the past, white lotus of love. True realization is boundless and pure, tranquil and full. I take refuge. Summer, beautiful day. What more could there be? Life. What more could there be? Live your true life. Thank you.
Thanks, Di. I will now recite the Golden Chain 2 on page 15 of the large service book. Please feel free to follow along. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Now it's time for a children's Dharma talk, or Dharma message by Blake Honda. But first, let me give a brief introduction. This is Blake's biography written in his own words. So, number one, Blake was raised in Fowler, California, and attended the Fowler Buddhist Church, a small country town south of Fresno. 2, I grew up in a Shin temple family, but I still know nothing and continue to learn. I deeply appreciate my Sangha family who have and continue to put up with me. Number 3, I worked as a caregiver, behavioral therapist services for children with autism spectrum disorder, community relations for senior care, and executive assistant for a food distribution company. 4, currently a student at the Institute of Buddhist Studies on the ministerial track. 5, I enjoy cooking, road trips, hiking, walking, and a recent interest in pickleball. Geez, he sounds old. Number 6, I enjoy watching movies, happy hour, and checking out new restaurants. And number 7, I enjoy spending quality time with my nephews, nieces, family, and friends. Here's Reverend-to-be Blake Honda.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Glad to see all of you. I'm trying to see if there's any kids here, but it's hard to see. Are there some kids here? Oh, okay. Oh, good, good, good. I mean, we're all kids at heart, so it's fine. Kids at heart and actual kids are great. But thank you so much for inviting me today. This is my first time speaking at your home temple, Berkeley Buddhist Temple. I've been in the pews several times through Junior YBA and then through times in Techno Buddha. So I'm kind of nervous being in front of all of you, so please just bear with me. At this time, if you can all please join me in Gassho, I would like to start today's Dharma message with a passage from the Collected Works of Shinran, Record of Lament and Divergence, Fascicle 2. As for me, I simply accept and entrust myself to what my revered teacher told me. Just say the Nembutsu and be saved by Amida. Nothing else is involved. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, so to start, I'll be going with the children first, and then and I think they'll be excused. And also at that time, if the adults, you want to be excused too, that's fine. I heard there's tea and refreshments afterwards, so it won't hurt my feelings. But I like to start, for me, I always loved children books, or just books in general, just because I feel like it gives such a nice illustration, especially when we talk about Buddhism. Sometimes Buddhism can be a little complex, unless we can incorporate it somehow with our own lives. And for me, I really like to make sense of things with children's books. So The Gift of Nothing, and you see this cover, does anyone think what this might be about, this book? Oh, very shy, very shy. Any guesses? Oh, dog and cat. Oh, very good, dog and cat. And it's kind of unusual, right? Gift of nothing. I mean, we just finished up the holidays and everything. Would you want to have a gift of nothing? It doesn't sound very nice, right? You go to open your gift and it's like, oh, there's nothing here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start then. So it was a special day. And Mooch wanted to give his best friend Earl a gift. But what to get him? He had a bowl. He had a bed. He had a Chewy toy. He had it all. Mooch thought and thought, what to get someone who has everything? Oh, nothing. He would give Earl the gift of nothing. But in this world filled with so many somethings, where could he find nothing? Mooch often heard Frank say, there's nothing on TV. But as far as Mooch could tell, there was always something on TV. Mooch often heard Doozy and her friends say, there's nothing to do. But as far as Mooch could tell, everybody was always doing something. Millie came home from the store and said, there's nothing to buy. So Booch went shopping. This is like Black Friday and all that. Cyber Monday, you wouldn't be at the store. Oh, that makes sense. Mooch looked up and down every aisle. He found many, many, many somethings. The latest this, the newest that. But as far as he could tell, nothing was for sale. So Mooch went home. And he sat on his pillow and just stayed still, as cats often do. And not looking for it, he found nothing. So he went and got a box and put nothing in it. Then Mooch thought, oh, maybe Earl deserves more than this. So he got a bigger box. Now that is plenty of nothing. Oh, for me, said Earl. Oh, Mooch, you didn't have to give me anything. Oh, who told him, thought Mooch. Earl opened Mooch's gift. Oh. There's nothing here, said Earl. Yes, said Mooch, nothing but me and you. So Mooch and Earl just stayed still and enjoyed nothing and everything. Oops, too far. Oh, so what do you think? Cute book? Oh, no. Oh, thank you. That's one of my favorite books. Actually, there's some sentimental value to this. When I first started Dharma school, teaching Dharma school, I went to my first conference of myself, and I was very nervous. But a lot of really kind people helped me and introduced me to people. And I just stumbled across the bookstore, and Gail, who's now our BCA executive director, she actually helped me with this book, and she said, oh, this is a cute book for Dharma school. Mm-hmm. And so when I read this book, I always think of when I first started, my pursuit in Jodo Shinshu. Anyways, so sometimes the best gift is something that's always there, and sometimes we get so busy playing video games, watching TV, and the latest toys and gadgets that we really forget the best gift that we have, our friends and family, especially our parents, because they really do a lot for us. And, when we think about, I'm trying to look for kids here, right? So how did we get here, right? In the back too, oh, very good. Right, they brought us to service today. They buy us clothes. They cook for us, and they really do a lot, right? And they really expect nothing in return. I mean, they might scold you every once in a while, right? But then, right, they don't expect anything. And so this is the same premise as Amida Buddha, who is constantly working for us, right? Constantly guiding us, calling us, and requires nothing back from us, right? But just to live a life of happiness and a life of gratitude. And that same premise is very similar to our parents. And so, as we are starting this new year, I hope that we can continue to keep that in mind, especially today being Honko service, that we remember the teachings and apply it again to our upcoming year and every day. So if you could please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Blake, for the most charming Dharma message. A lot of deep messages in that little book. And I hope we'll hear more about it in the adult Dharma talk. Okay. Now we would like to take the time to welcome the following new guests. If I call your name, and if you'd like to either stand up or just wave your hand so we can just acknowledge you. Thank you very much. Johnny Miller. Sydney Shiroyama. Elena Nim. Yuko Asako. And was there also a Yuko, another Yuko? Yuko Sato? No? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood there. Thanks, and thank you for coming to our service. We hope you'll come back. I'll now read the announcements that have been submitted. If you have an announcement to be read at the Sunday service to be included in the announcement slide, please send it to the temple by the temple office by Friday before the service. Virtual yoga. Today, there will be virtual yoga today immediately after the service. There will be an online meditation session and discussion on Wednesday, January 18th at 7 p.m. The sign-up link is on the slide and on our website. On Friday, February 10th at 6 p.m., we will be hosting another college welcome night. People are college-age students and even older are welcome to attend, so please sign up. The link is on the slide and the website. SDGs and Buddhism. SDGs are Sustainable Development Goals. On Saturday, January 28th, from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, Reverend Kurahara will be the MC for an online study session that's offered by the Bay Area Buddhist Association, or BBA, of which the Jodo Shinshu Hongan Jiha is one of the participating organizations. This study will be focused on quality education. More information, including the registration link, is available on our weekly email. There's a notice of change for the Padma. If you've read the Padma, it was on the first page, but this is to just notify everybody that beginning with our March 2023 issue, the member-only online edition of the Padma will include a list of the donations received. This list includes the event or occasion, donor names, and any special message submitted with the gift. Amounts are not included. If you prefer not to have your name published in either the print edition or the member-only online edition of the Padma, please contact the temple office to express your opt-out preference, and we will list your donation as anonymous. The Padma is also published in a web edition, which does not include the donation list. The Jodo Shinshu Center parking will be available next Sunday, January 22nd. The gate will be open at 9 a.m. and close promptly at 9:30. Please arrive during this time to take advantage of the JSC parking lot for the Sunday service. Are there any other announcements? Okay. Now the students will be dismissed to their classes. Would Dharma School students please go to the front, Oshoko, and go to their classrooms? All others are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk. And we'll now have an adult Dharma talk by Blake.
Well, hello everyone, I'm back. And you all decided to stay. I was just reading this, signs are so important. It says you don't need to adjust the podium, it's already adjusted. So I'm like, oh, very nice. I was about to touch it. Anyways, well, welcome back. If you could please join me in Gassho, and we'll go right back into it. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Well, so yeah, thank you for still continuing to be here and listen to me. As we're about to go into it, I'm glad my friend and classmate is here too, Sydney Shiroyama. So Sydney, you could time me 15 minutes. I tried to keep the Dharma talk as painless as possible. But anyways, no, really, I really appreciate seeing all of you today. It was quite a journey, even just getting here. I'm sure for all of you too, with this very crazy weather, and not even just for today, but this past couple of weeks. We had so much rain, so much storm. And so just kind of going back, my friend and I, we drove in last night. We attended the Alameda Buddhist Temple's fundraiser, where Reverend Miyagi, or DJ Miyagi, did a great job with his dance fundraiser. It was a lot of fun seeing people and just dancing a little bit and just having a good time. But prior to that, I just saw the show Dear Evan Hansen. Has anybody seen that show, Broadway? No? Oh, a few people. Oh, so they finally came to Fresno, so they were so excited. And so we saw that show. It was a lot of fun. And then we started our journey to Alameda. And then from Alameda, we went to Oakland, where we stayed with our friend, Landon Kyla in Oakland. And then I came here this morning. And so that drive was a little stressful. I wasn't going to lie, just because there's some parts where it was very rough rain and a lot of water. And so a couple of times I hydroplaned, and it was a little scary. Last night, as I was trying to unwind, I was noticing, gosh, my hands feel so tight. I think it's from gripping the steering wheel so tight. But anyways, as I was laying there and reflecting on today's service, which is Honko, which is closest to Shinran's memorial, the day he passed away, I was thinking, Shinran was a traveler, right? He traveled to spread the Nembutsu. And how on earth did he do this, right? Here, I'm complaining that, this was such a stressful drive. It's like, well, I had a car, I had GPS, I had a road to be on. We had plenty of snacks, water, we had a heat, right? But it was something I was really reflecting on. So Shinran himself, he just had his hat, his walking stick, and his wits. And here, in comparison into modern day luxuries, we have so many things we can use on our trips. So I wanted to kind of put this in perspective on when Shinran, talking about traveling, when Shinran traveled a lot. Shinran, right, as some may know or some may not know, Shinran was exiled in Ichigo, and today that's called the Niigata Prefecture. And even though later he was no longer exiled, he continued to stay, and he also got married. He married his wife Ishini. Later, they traveled to the Kanto region where they spread a lot of the Nembutsu. And the Kanto region covers over 12,000 square miles. That's quite a large area. Then later he left the Kanto region for Kyoto, where he completed the Kyogyo Shinsho, or the larger sutra. And so just from the Kanto region to Kyoto is about a 327-mile journey, right? And Shinran didn't have a car, he didn't have GPS, he didn't have even Nike or hiking shoes. He didn't have North Face, jackets to wear or scarf. And so for me, I have to put things into perspective to really understand it or to feel it. And so I compared it to my travel from Fowler to the Bay Area and back. And that round trip is itself 370 miles. And so I just had to imagine, wow, so that's like me walking here and walking back would be the length that Shinran walked from the Kanto region to Kyoto, where he finished composing the Kyogyo Shinsho. Very interesting to think about. So I really wanted to emphasize too for all of you, thank you for making the journey today to be here to gather and to remember Shinran and appreciate how and why he brought the Nembutsu for all of us to hold on to appreciate, and to apply to our own lives. And it's almost, and I say this in the most respectful way, it's almost perfect that Shinran passed away in the month of January, because why do we have memorial services? Right, for the very fact of the name, right? We do it in memory of people. And so, being that Shinran passed away in the month of January, it's the first month of a new year, right? So it's a good time for us to reflect on Shinran's life, and also then reflect on our own lives. What are we grateful for? What were some of the maybe not so good things that happened, and how can we apply that or adjust it so that we can see it in a more positive light? So earlier we read the book Gift of Nothing, and this was the gift that Shinran shared with the world. He relayed this gift that he received from Amida, a gift that is freely given, not just to him, but to everyone. A gift of nothing first sounds kind of, little choto negative, right? Like it doesn't sound good unless we put it into context. So right, if we say, did you win money at the casino yesterday? It's like, oh no, I won nothing, right? Versus, I owe nothing to taxes this year, right? How nothing, that really changes how we put it into context. But for Shinran, he goes further into the meaning of nothing. Nothing is truth, nothing is infinite, zero, timeless, and unhindered. Nothing can take infinite forms. Nothing is Amida. Amida is nothing. And so in the Nirvana Sutra, he writes, further emancipation is called nothingness. Nothingness is none other than emancipation. Emancipation is none other than Tathagata. Tathagata is none other than nothingness. It is the activity of non-acting. True emancipation is non-arising and non-perishing. Hence, emancipation is Tathagata. Tathagata is also thus non-arising, non-perishing, non-aging, undying, indestructible, and incorruptible. And so for myself, I always would ask this question, even as I'm going to school. Why would Amida want to even give us such a gift? And for myself, I'm a person who is doubtful. I'm very skeptical. Nothing is given freely these days, right? There's always going to be a catch. But then those thoughts that are generating in our head I become the primary object of the concern of Amida Buddha. Looking in the larger sutra, it's stated that a human whose mind is full of doubt, suffering, and evil thoughts is the one Amida reaches towards. Amida's primal vow is the vow that the Buddha will not reach enlightenment unless everyone is saved. This is really a classic case of all or nothing, right? Amida will stop at nothing till everyone is enlightened. But sometimes it's still not very convincing. There's times when I'm thinking like, gee, I never met this person or this Buddha, and yet they want to do all this for me. And so Shinran, again, a person who made it available to the common people, he put it into, pretty nice illustrations. In the notes of the sacred scrolls, he states, although I too am with Amida's grasp, blind passions obstruct my eyes, and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion untiringly and constantly illuminates me. Meaning that Amida's light is constantly shining, illuminating and working for us, but our blind passions obstruct it. It sounds pretty familiar to today's situation, right, with the storm. We hear it right now. And prior to a couple weeks ago, I'm sure some of you have encountered some issues, but just at my home, I've gone through some roof damage from the rain, so I have a leak. Some of my neighbors' trees have fallen over. And, so with all this devastation, it's so overwhelming, right? We forget that there is a sun behind all these clouds, behind all these destruction. And so that's the thing, the clouds is our doubt. But even when we have doubt, Amida is still piercing through the clouds. And even if we don't see it, it's still there, right? Constantly working for us. So this is this very reason, because Shinran appreciated this light, learning that the light is always there guiding him, Amida's light, is the essence why Shinran traveled. He wanted to share the Nembutsu, saying, wake up and realize that the vows established by Amida were for us, further realizing that Amida freely gives this gift to all of us, and nothing is required from us but to say the name, because Amida has already done the work and will stop at nothing till all sentient beings are enlightened. What a wonderful gift. So going back to what Mooch said to Earl, he said, nothing but me and you. This is the essence of Mahayana Buddhism. This is what Shinran wanted everyone to encounter, that Amida embraces you and all of you. The reason our school is called the larger vehicle is because we really are the party bus, right, that picks everybody up on the way. No one is discriminated. The easy path towards enlightenment. The Jodo Shinshu motto that I hear often from my IBS instructors is that Jodo Shinshu is we all have to make it to make it. And the best of all, nothing is required back from us. But to say the name Namo Amida Butsu with joy and gratitude. So if you could please join me again in Gassho. As for me, I simply accept and entrust myself to what my revered teacher told me. Just say the Nembutsu and be saved by Amida. Nothing else is involved. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Blake. And this is the thank you portion of our service. So first of all, thank you guests for coming to visit us today, and I hope you enjoyed our service. Thank you, Bradley, Myron, David, and Vernon for their help during today's live streaming service. Tony and Ryan for monitoring the chat room on our YouTube channel. Thank you to Di and Emiko for the beautiful music and for leading the gathas, and to the January Toban for preparing the refreshments. This concludes today's service. Thank you, everyone who joined the service today, in person or virtually, and we'll see you next Sunday.